Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to find all the latest scores, stats and news in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. Marco Silva's held his press conference ahead of Saturday's game against Fulham at Craven Cottage. He was asked about a lot of things. Injuries, ins, outs, all kinds of stuff. The Europa League, so let's get into it. First of all, injuries-wise, Michael Keane, he said, is fine. He will be available for Saturday. So will Morgan Schneiderlin, who's been suffering with an ankle injury. So good news there, especially with Michael Keane, because I imagine he will go back into the side for Saturday. Phil Jagielka, fantastic last week, obviously the goal scorer against Arsenal, but with a tricky, it's a tricky game, isn't it, in a way? I know Fulham have lost a lot of games, but this is where Everton have cocked up in the past, let's say. It'd be good to have Michael Keane back and get that partnership with Kurt Zouma going again. On Yerry Mina, he said he is back training on his own, which is good. I don't know whether we'll see him again this season, but obviously he has got a Copa America in the summer in Brazil for Colombia, so he'll want to be fit, and I don't think Everton will rush him, at this point. But it's good that he's now training and on his own, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks can get back to being fully fit. So Michael Keane back, which is excellent news. He was asked about Andre Gomez and Kurt Zouma's situations. Obviously, we've been speaking about this all week. He was asked whether they could possibly sign before the end of the season, and he said that's something that could happen. Although he didn't give any more away, but he said that could happen. Obviously, the Kurt Zouma situation is all down to pretty much Chelsea, isn't it? And Kurt Zouma said this week that he would wait into the summer, but if Everton could get Andre Gomez over the line before the end of the season, that would give an absolutely huge boost, I think, to the fans. Show Everton are going in the right direction and show that they mean business and can get business done as well. I think there's still a lot of trepidation, I think, amongst fans about Everton, about what they can do in the summer. So if they could get Andre Gomez done, that would be excellent. He was also asked about David Neres, the Ajax player who scored against Juventus in the Champions League. He said now is not the time. He said he's thinking about Fulham and everything is concentrating on Fulham. He said now is not the time to discuss it. So he didn't completely dismiss it, and he looks like an excellent player. And as I said, he's very, very tidy, and he's Brazilian playmaker, striker, so winger. So a player that we've been looking at the YouTube videos, very exciting on YouTube, as players always are. But could you imagine him? Bernard and Richarlison, three Brazilians at the club. That would sound very exciting, wouldn't it? I know there's a lot of teams in Europe, a lot of top teams after him, but you never know. With Marcel Brands, he could pull a rabbit out the hat. He was also asked about Gana Gueye. There's rumours of him today being linked with Manchester United. It looks like Ander Herrera is going to PSG. So does that mean PSG's interest is over in Ghana, and would that leave the door for Man United to look for Ghana? So he said basically that news was new to him. He hadn't heard that, and at this stage, again, all about Saturday's game against Fulham. So Ghana's been linked with Manchester United today. So, which, listen, we all knew, we're all prepared for the summer. We all know we could lose Ghana. It's up to Everton to convince him to probably see out the best years of his career over the next couple of years at Everton. That'll be tough because we know the player wants Champions League football, but we've got to try and convince him that we can get that at Everton and he can experience some good times at Everton. So on the Europa League, he was asked about the Europa League and could that be a distraction if Everton got 7th place and they had to start early. He said you grow as a team if you play against the best teams in Europe, and he said said it would help grow the squad if we were to get Europe. So he obviously wants it. 7th place is there. Obviously, if Manchester City win the FA Cup, it would go. The Europa League place would go to 7th. But as we found a couple of seasons ago, it's not always easy starting in July, the back end of July. But maybe he thinks if he can get through, if he's got a settled team and there's no obviously there's no World Cup this year or European Championships. There is an African nations and there is a Copa America, but he would think he'd have most of his squad together to play. And I want Europe. I'd love Europe. I'm not really focusing too much on it at the moment. I'm not building up any kind of hopes, but I would love to get that 7th place, beat last year's points tally and qualify for the Europa League if Man City win it. So let's hope that we win enough games to get 7th place, and whatever happens. I think that's the best way to look at it. I want to finish with over 50 points. And if we finish 7th, that would be fantastic. So we'll wait and see on that one. That's about it for today. Neres has been linked with a move to Turkey. Hasn't done much for Cardiff. Hopefully in a few weeks, they've got a certain game that I really, really hope he does well in. We'll have to wait and see. But that's about it for today. There's not really much else to talk about. There you go. Get over and check out our Patreon. We've been doing some live videos this week. We did the Daily Extra today, which is a show where we talk all about the stories we talk about in the Everton News Daily. Me and Baz sit down and have a bigger chat on all the stories. So we've done that already, and we've spoken about some of these stories. So go and check them out. Patreon is amazing at the moment. We're doing all live shows on it. So get over there if you want to check them out. So thanks for watching Toffee TV, and I'll see you later.